Okay. Let's see. Oh. Okay. Hey, you made it. I'm just gonna wait and see if we get a few more people in. How was your day, girl? I might need to refocus this. Hey. More people coming in. I still screwed it up. That looks good from right there. Girl, hot. Yes, it was so hot today, i.e. my hair is a frizzy mess and basically my camera just seems a little, things seem a little off. Give me a moment as I adjust. Country girl, it is hot. Where do you live? Where is it hot at? Tell me. I want to make sure that I'm able to get in as close as possible so everyone can really like get into this Fenty foundation. Oh, really? Oh, Arkansas. Okay. Washed my hair yesterday and it's already frizzing up. Yeah, we're to the point now where it's basically pointless. The humidity is going to sabotage us no matter what product you put in your hair. It just right now it is what it is, you know. So all of us natural girls we're just gonna give each other a pass because the hair is just not. We're just yeah. It's been a long one. Rhoda, hello. Your hair may be freezing, but it looks good to me. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the humidity won today. Ellery, what's up, girl? It's not our season. You guys can touch base with me on my hair once we get at the end of September. Everyone have a happy Friday. Let's see. Just gonna give it a few more minutes and then we're gonna go ahead and get started. Oh, while we're waiting, because I got a couple of things here that I kind of want to share. So I was gonna do a wear test on this Maybelline Dream Urban. You guys know whenever I do my wear test, I always like to actually test a product out first before I just hop on camera and put it on my face and say, yeah, guys, this is great. Like, no, I don't get down like that. I like to try it 3 times before we do a wear test. Well, I was extremely underwhelmed with this. So it's just bizarre because it's Dream Urban Cover by Maybelline, if I didn't say that already. My shade is 348 and it says full coverage protective makeup sunscreen. Now when they say full coverage, are they saying like sunscreen full coverage? Because there is legit nothing at all full coverage about this. In fact, I was extremely underwhelmed. When I put it on, it kind of just to me, it looked like a tinted moisturizer. I might give it another go just to, see what the tea is with it. But super underwhelmed with this one. Another product that I picked up the Maybelline Superstay Concealer, which I was extremely excited about, but the shade ranges, the shades for these were just very bizarre. I ended up going with the shade 52 Olive because the shade before it, way too light, of course. The shade after was too deep. And I don't know. Like when I swatch it, like it doesn't look. It's not bad when I swatch it. I mean, it's a little bit lighter than what I would typically go. But I just felt like the coverage with this one. Oh yeah, it's. I think it's been out for a couple of weeks now. I haven't really seen too many people talk about this or the Superstay Concealer. The coverage for this, it's one of those that when you blend it out, it kind of disappears. Now, I'm good with the medium coverage foundation. Like my foundation doesn't always need to be full coverage. However, I'm going to always want some coverage when it comes to my concealer. I'm not talking like it always needs to be full opaque Urban Decay all nighter concealer coverage. That's not what I mean, but it's like, yo, you gotta give me a little something to work with. So, yeah, concealer. You guys, let me know, how's everything looking? Does it look clear? Do I look focused? Can you hear me? Always like to make sure the clarity is good. I want to bring you guys a good quality production. So let me know if anything seems off. Keep in mind, live streams, we're live streaming, so sometimes it get a little choppy. So I apologize for that if that does happen. Yeah, concealers, you gotta conceal me. Otherwise, last weekend, I have a few in there, and I used them on the grandmother and the mother of the bride. And yo, if you have mature skin or if you have dry skin, this is your best friend. I did the grandmother's full face with just NARS concealer because she didn't want to put on a lot. And let me tell you, it sat on grandma's skin. Grandma was together for the wedding. She looked stunning. Same thing for the mom. And this is in the shade Amande, excuse me. And then I got a couple other shades for my kit. And then I don't know that anyone would care about this because this is a makeup artist this is a makeup artist product, but this is the Graftobian Inclusion Palette. So Deshawn Hatcher, she is a makeup artist in New York City. She is fantastic. I follow her, and she collaborated with Graftobian. I needed a new foundation palette because my other one for my client kit, my RCMA, was looking a little busted. So I ordered this one. This is the palette that is for women of color. So if you are a woman of color, Black, Latina, Asian, Middle Eastern. So I'm excited to have this in my kit. I picked up this. And sorry, I just got a text message. I did my first test with the Smashbox foundation. This is their new one, the Studio Skin Full Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And I cannot wait to film my wear test with this. All right, so we got 10 folks in. Hello, Miss Silver Fox. Let's get into it. We are all here for... Sorry, got distracted again. Let me take my watch off so that way I can't get any text messages. Okay, so I got the shade 420. Now, hey, Catherine, you made it. Now, here's the deal with Fenty. I find that people can either wear 2 or 3 different shades, or you can't wear any. Please keep in mind that just because you wear one shade, don't mean that there's not another shade for you. I fluctuate between the shades 400 and 420. My first bottle of the soft matte foundation was 420, no problem. Second round, I was like, oh, well, I can wear shade 400 too. That's what I have. For this one, I went with 420. And I'm going to use my Makeup Forever Flat Foundation Brush 108, the best foundation brush in the world. Now, before we even start, this isn't a disclaimer, but I just like to always put this out here. I am fully aware that this is a hydrating formula. I am fully aware that I have extremely oily skin. I live in the South. I get hot at work. I'm always moving. I'm always grooving. So I'm going into this already thinking this is not a foundation choice for me. My main reasoning for doing this is because although you might not have the same skin type as me, you might not be oily. If you are a skin twin, if you are someone who is the same complexion as me, and maybe you're trying to really see how the shade looks, this is for you. I realized this more so in my Urban Decay video because it seems like, from my understanding, From all the reviews that I've seen, I think I'm the only person that the Urban Decay Foundation didn't work for, the Stay Naked, and that's fine. But I think sometimes we tend to forget that everything ain't for everybody. Everybody's body chemistry is different. So just because a product didn't maybe work for me and it worked for you, fantastic, good. Congratulations, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean that I'm wrong and you're right or vice versa. We're just all different. Now, someone's probably going to say, oh, well, you should probably put on a primer with this since you know that you are oily and this is hydrating. Well, okay, hang on. The MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation, that is a more so hydrating, nourishing foundation. I wear that one all the time with no primer. I don't use primers at all, and it's fine. Uh-oh, time for my vitamins. Now, do I think that I will be fine with this one? Honestly, no, I don't think, but we're going to try it anyway. I'm always so torn between 410 and 420. Oh, yeah, see, if you're torn, that means you just have two options. It's just a matter of, for me, like 400 to me is a little bit warmer. Not warmer like in a red way, but just more so warm, golden undertone. So I have a sample. I did not purchase just simply because I still have some other foundations I need to get through. August, I have bought some stuff. And September will be a no-buy for me. Speaking of, guys, Sephora is having a VIB sale in August. Mind blown. I didn't have any intentions on doing a, I guess, VIB video, you know, like, oh, things I think you should purchase. But if that is something you're interested in, please let me know down below and I can film that this weekend and try to get it up. Let me zoom you guys in. Okay, so this is how it's going on. So I think sometimes we think hydrating means dewy, and that is not the case. Hydrating just means hydrating. You know, hydrating doesn't mean luminous. Those are two things that I see being assumed quite a bit. Like I said, I referred to the MAC Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation. I wear that foundation quite often, and it is a nourishing, hydrating foundation, but it is not luminous or dewy, not one bit. Can't wait for the VIP sale. I need to get the Fenty concealer and setting powder. So this is how it's going on. It does have a slight tint to it. Not tint. It has a slight scent to it. Nothing crazy. I do kind of feel like it's going on a little bit streaky with the brush. I might need to try it with my sponge and see. To me, this just looks like skin. Definitely medium coverage. It's not, you know, full coverage, which it does not have a full coverage claim on it. And I'll try the other side with the sponge. The shade match, not mad at. Feel like it looks really, really good with my skin color that I am right now. Not too warm, definitely not cool or pink or anything like that. Not too yellow. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. Ooh, ooh. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's getting streaky. Okay, so maybe do not use a brush when applying it. I'm going to be able to see better in just a second. Felt like I was getting a touch streaky. Okay, let's go ahead and do the other side here. All right, now I'm just going to use a cosmetic sponge. Okay, yeah. Because I know, like, with something that tends to be maybe, it's not a crazy watery formula, but something that tends to be maybe not as thick and definitely not full coverage, you know, when you use a sponge, you do risk the product being soaked up. However, you can always go back and add more. I know that probably might make you feel like you're kind of wasting it essentially, but just want to throw it out there. I do feel like I get a little streaky while using this brush with it, and it's probably just because of the formulation, not because it is a bad product. Now, obviously tonight, this is just a first impression, so I won't really be able to do a wear test, you know, and see how it's looking, but I just wanted to kind of get a general idea of how it goes on, what the finish is like. Okay. So not bad. I mean, to me, it definitely has, I can see the glow to it. I want to be really careful with my words because I don't feel like this is luminous. Like, this is nothing like when I tried on the ABH foundation. Yo, that was super luminous. Legit. That was luminous faux show. I do not get that vibe with this. Yeah, the color is spot on. The color is on point faux show. Not mad at the color at all. Okay, so this is what we're looking like. What do you guys think? Now, if you're someone who is looking for a full coverage, you are still going to be able to see your skin through this. As far as being able to build it up, trying to see. I feel like this isn't one of those that can easily be blended. I'm just going through now basically, and I'm just stippling on this side, trying to see if I can build a little bit more coverage. And that did help some to build a little bit more coverage, but I can still see some acne scarring through it, which is okay. I'm not mad at it. But if you are someone who maybe has some things that you don't want to show through, this one may not be for you. Oh, and something else that I wanted to say in regards to the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. That shade is the best shade match I've tried in a long time. But something else, because I still have been wearing it, just playing around with it, something else that I noticed about that one is I don't really feel like it made my skin look like exceptional. Like, whenever I catch myself in the mirror, I didn't feel like, ooh, yeah, my skin looks really good. If I'm going to be purchasing a foundation, when I see myself in the mirror, I need to feel like my skin is popping. I look fresh, I look good, I look polished. And again, I don't think it's a bad foundation. I just think that one's not for me. Now, this to me looks very, like, if you're someone who just wants to look like that your skin but better type vibe, this is the look. This is it right here. Yeah, the finish is nice. I can definitely see if you do have dry skin, you're going to love the finish for sure. Now, of course, I would never be able to walk around like this. The other Fenty foundation, I don't have to set it. In fact, I don't really set it that often. If I'm having like a really, really long day, then I'll set it. But 9 times out of 10, the other Fenty foundation, I don't have to set it and I can walk out the door. Now, that says a lot because y'all know how my skin is set up. I like the finish. It looks nice. Is it transfer proof? I'm going to guess no. Oh, yeah, definitely not. It's all over my finger. Yeah, definitely not true. Oh, and I can see the spot, my fingerprint on it. I don't know if it picked up in the camera. No, not transfer proof. Hey, Stephanie. Have you seen the new foundation that Kevin Aquan released? I did see that. It's kind of like a little cream foundation. I saw it a couple of days ago. Okay, so now you know we gotta set this because we can't live life like this. I'm gonna go in with the NARS concealer today. I have tried this concealer 3 times before, and I'm still, I have grown in my makeup maturity. some things have changed. So I've been wanting, I know, oh, sorry, not transfer proof. I've been wanting to see, revisit this again. You guys know me. I have no problems revisiting a product again or even trying it again in a different way. That ain't no problem for me. So this is a concealer that I know. Basically, I feel like, again, a concealer I feel like everybody loves and raves about. Do I think it's bad? Nope, because I use it on my clients. Don't think it's bad. I used to think it's not for me. I'm just testing it out and seeing if I still feel that way, because we are allowed to change our mind, and as we mature and progress in life, things change, you know what I mean? Like my grandmother used to say, keep living. Just keep living and watch how your body new. Everyone knows about this. Alright, so I feel like I got a little patchy right there. Concealer is on. I'm going to set it with, let's set all of this with the ABH powder. I have been thoroughly enjoying this ABH powder. I did not like the Fenty powder. Didn't like the Fenty concealer either. I felt like it didn't sit well on my skin. And then whenever I would put the powder on it, it just kind of grabbed it and just kind of made me look textured and just weird. Again, this is just me and my experience with it. You guys know I'm not the biggest fan of loose powders, not because I think loose powders are bad. I just have a heavy hand, and I feel like sometimes if I go in too crazy, I can make myself look a little bit aged, if you will. The ABH powder, because I have been using it for, has been a week now. What I have found is it is a loose matte setting powder, but it's not super, super dry. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes, like, if I were to take, like, I would never, ever in a million years put Sacha Buttercup powder up under my eyes, or even the Laura Mercier translucent powder. I would never put those up under my eyes because I felt like they would just always look dry. I put this one up under my eyes, and I had no problems with it. So I do like that this isn't a crazy, just super, super dry powder formula. And I love the shade of it. The shade of this is Deep Peach. The other shade a little weird. The other shade was Deep, what was it? Golden. It was Golden Orange. And I was kind of like, I'm not really sure who picked the shades for the ABH foundations. Like the undertones. I don't know. Things just seem to be a little different. Alright, so now we're going to set this. And I am going to do like a quick little full face, so that way we can just, I feel like it does no good for me to just put the foundation on my face without it being a full look, because that way you can't really get an idea of how everything is looking. But as you can see, of course, once we start setting it with the powder, it does tone the shine down. I feel like right now as I'm looking, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell because I'm so far away from my camera, but I definitely feel like my pores look kind of big, especially over here. I don't know if it'll show up. I don't want to mess up the focusing, but right around in this area, I feel like my pores look large and in charge. So that is something to take note of if you do kind of struggle with pores. All right. Setting powder is on. And the cool thing about this, I feel like sometimes with other translucent powders, I feel like you can kind of alter the shade of the foundation. I don't feel like this alters the shade of the foundation. Like the Laura Mercier Deep one, I don't ever put that one on over my foundation because I feel like it makes it darker. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone, you'll be fine with it, but I don't do that for my skin. Let's go in with, did you guys see that Prime Beauty made Forbes list for the best bronzer for women of color? Is that not amazing? I think that is so cool that a bronzer brand that's Black owned and targeted for women of color is on the Forbes list. Like, that's insane. I made sure that I reposted in my Insta stories and said congratulations because I just think that's amazing. Do you think that powder would be good for dry skin? I'll be honest with you. I don't use translucent powders on my clients that have dry skin. I never take that risk. Um, it's hard to say. I'll say this. If I had to choose a loose powder to use on dry skin, I would go with this one. I wouldn't use Laura Mercier. Definitely not Sacha Buttercup. If I had to choose one, I would go with this one. This, like I said, this is the first one where I feel like it sets it, but it's not extremely dry. However, like I said, I'm not dry skin, but if I had to choose one to use on a client, I would go with that one. That is dry skin. You made it, Caprice. How's it going, girl? Yeah, Prime Beauty is everything. This is still my favorite bronzer to date. Can we talk about bronzers really quick as I bronze? So, Lip Bar has a bronzer, and Mented has a bronzer. Here's my issue. I don't have an issue with those brands. I have no issues purchasing those powders. My issue is I have already maxed out for bronzer for the year. So I still have my Hoola Toasted, which has just kind of been chilling in the drawer back there. I have my Prime Beauty, and I also have my Full Spectrum bronzer. That is 3 bronzers. There is no way on God's green earth that I will be able to even scratch the surface on one of these bronzers. So that's my only hang up. It's not that I don't want to try them or that I am not interested. I have maxed out on bronzers. So if I do decide to pick one up, it will definitely have to be one that probably ends up living in my kit because, like I said, for myself, I've hit the max. If you guys had to choose between me reviewing the Lip Bar bronzer or Mented bronzer, which one would you want to see? Because I can't do both. I can't do both. Which one would you prefer to see? And I'm just going to do my brows real fast while y'all leave your opinions. And this brow pencil, I have officially left the ABH Brow Wiz. I can't remember who recommended the Tarte Amazonian Clay waterproof brow pencil. Whoever you were, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are loved and appreciated. I wear this to the gym because y'all know I'm insecure about my brows. I feel like I look really weird without brows in the morning, and she stays on through the whole workout. Mented. Ooh, cool. I'm glad y'all are saying Mented because I have not tried any other products from Mented. Oh, guess what? I am going to Curl Fest in Atlanta. Are you familiar with what Curl Fest is? So basically, it's a huge festival. It typically has taken place in Brooklyn for the past 2 years, and I wanted to go, but each time the date was set, I had already had a wedding booked, so I wasn't able to go. But this year, they just had the one in Brooklyn at the end of July, and now they have one in Atlanta. So me and my girl, it's Lori, and my other girl, Lady T, we are going to go to Curl Fest, and it's just basically like a huge celebration of curls, of natural hair. There'll be vendors, samples, dancing, music. I think it's going to be super, super cool, and I'm going to vlog it. So I'm super pumped about that. What foundation are you wearing? I am wearing the new Fenty Hydrating Foundation in the shade 420. Alright, brows are on. Alright, so I will be placing my order with Mented. And then that might be my last purchase of August because your girl has bought some stuff this month. I bought stuff for myself and I bought some things for my kid. So, we've maxed out for the dollars. You guys, Want to see another look with the Jackie palette? Maybe I'll do the look that I had on today. Has anyone bought the Jackiana palette? If so, what are your thoughts? Do you like it? Have you been wearing it? Hang on, need to get some water. Whew, I'm almost 2 gallons in. I'm finishing up my 2nd gallon. Where's my... Oh, right in front of my face. You love it. Yeah, you got it. Oh, yeah, you did say you got it. The colors, the depth of the colors, man. How it looks online versus in person, totally different. Totally different. It is so much depth in the palette. The color saturation is on point. On point. Ooh, you bought it today. Yes, bought it. Have not used it. Love the colors. It's beautiful. I'm genuinely happy for her. Okay. Now that I am hydrated, let's go in with pinker. It's not. It is. Thank you. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It is nothing like Norvina or Modern Renaissance. Nothing at all. I guess maybe because people are just going off of what it looks like online, but even when I saw the first photo of it, I didn't think that it looked like either one of those. I think people just want something to complain about. It's so funny because these same people are the people that complain about palettes being boring. And, oh, this is boring. Where's the color? Where what we have to realize is the majority of the population in regards to makeup, no one is popping out wearing rainbow palettes every single day. That's just simply what it is. Anastasia Beverly Hills is not that girl. She does not do the rainbow palettes. I feel like there are so many other great brands that do cater to that, but I think some people tend to forget when it comes to certain brands, like who they cater to and what their demographic is. ABH did try to give us color with Riviera, which is on sale at Beautylish right now if you want Riviera. I bought Riviera because I'm an ABH lover. You guys know that. But I have used Riviera about 5 times. I can legit count on one hand how many times I have used Riviera, which is why I did not buy the Alyssa Edwards palette. I think Alyssa Edwards is dope. Insane. However, those colors, I know I'm not going to use that often, and I can't even justify it for my client kit just simply because that's not the bulk of my work. The bulk of my work for my makeup artistry business is bridal. That's the bulk of it, I'm not going to be popping out any blues or purples on any brides, I mean, at least I haven't yet. I've been doing this for 7 years, and I haven't done it yet, so... Waiting on Sephora sale. Yes. This is a great time. This is a great time. I might have to do a video. I might have to film a VIB video tomorrow. This is an excellent time to do the Jackiana palette because you get it not half off. I wish. Could you imagine if they gave us half off? Girl, if you want to do Pat McGrath, Auntie Pat, I've seen basically every review for everyone that I'm subscribed to on it. And here's my consensus on Auntie Pat. Pat McGrath is the mother of makeup. She is queen. I think I'm just going to skip on trying the Pat McGrath foundation. Not because I don't want to try it. I do want to try it. However, I just told myself, okay, Amber, if you did buy this foundation and you have it and you love it, how often are you going to use it? Yeah, duh. You need to use it because you bought it and it's expensive, but at the same time, I don't know. I just think for where I am right now, especially in the foundations that I do have, I don't think that it's necessary for me to buy it. Because, I mean, it's expensive. And I'm very funny about what I buy, especially the makeup. I'm just running my mouth now. Makeup, because I don't feel comfortable sharing things with you guys that I would not recommend. And that's just simply, for instance, like the Natasha Denona Viva palette. I told you guys in that video, I do not feel comfortable recommending that just simply because it is $130. For me, I feel like everyone that watches me, we're girls, we're kicking it, we're everyday women. That's not a practical palette. Now, if you want to go off, sis, and splurge, yeah, you'll love it. But I don't feel comfortable recommending things that are that expensive. Now, of course, if you want to know my opinions on it, that's one thing. But again, I don't know. It's just tricky. It's tricky. I'm going to take some big wig and go on the outer here. 2 gallons of water. I need to be like you. Get my gallon in. Yes, get your gallon in. Stay hydrated, y'all. Listen. This is going to be a video coming up because I haven't done a hair video in a minute. But a lot of our issues and challenges that we go through, I feel like we always want to, how can I cover this? Or what can I put on this to make this not feel dry? The bulk of it, I'm going to say a huge 80% of it is what you are putting into your body. We always want a quick fix, like, oh, well, if I take this. The first thing that I asked her, and I just kind of said, yo, scratch all that. What's your diet like? How much water are you drinking? And she looked at me and she said, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you. I probably drink about 3 glasses of water a day. I said, well, before we go and buy things, let's just start by drinking more water and seeing what happens. Same, I was shocked when I saw the Riviera and Alyssa palette. Yeah, because that's just not ABH's demographic, and that's okay. Like, everything's not going to be for everybody. And I just really wish that more people, I know y'all get it. I wish more people would understand that, like, everything's not going to be for you. And just because something's not for you doesn't mean that it sucks or that it's wrong. No, there's obviously a demographic for it, but I don't get bent out of shape when I see a palette and it's just maybe not tones that I like. It's all subjective at the end of the day. I'm taking the pink shade Supreme. I was afraid. I only bought it in support. I come up muddy with modern renaissance and many of the subculture colors, but I'm trying again. Okay, what do I do wrong? Subculture is a whole different beast. That's a scratch. That doesn't count. Modern renaissance, I don't have any issues with modern renaissance. I don't know. I don't want to say that you're doing something wrong per se. I don't know if maybe, are you using a concealer as an eye base? I feel like sometimes using concealer on your eye can make things kind of look muddy. I can't use the Pat foundation. It's made for perfect skin. Yes, okay, and this is going back to demographic. Who's it for? I don't have it. I have acne scars, hyperpigmentation. I would have loved to support. Jay, I'm with you 100%. Okay, so the Pat McGrath Foundation ain't going to be for everybody. It's not going to be for a huge chunk of people. So for me, I don't think the Pat McGrath Foundation would be for me just simply because I have large pores, okay? So anything like kind of like I'm saying with the Fenty right now, I feel like my pores look large and in charge. That's probably going to be the same thing for the Pat Foundation. I don't have perfect skin. Do I have decent skin? Yeah, but I don't have perfect skin. I have a couple of acne scars. I've got some texture. And Pat McGrath, look at what her work is. Pat McGrath works on models. She is a runway model makeup artist. So that is who her demographic is. And makeup artists, I can see makeup artists, sweet Jesus, I could not imagine trying to buy that many shades of stock in my kit. That's a fortune. But I understand it. For runway, makes sense. For me and my acne, oily, textured, large pore skin, no, not for me. Very good point, Jay. Thank you for bringing that up. I need to drink water for sure, especially in this hot weather. Yeah, for sure. Drink, yeah, it's hot, y'all. Regarding the water, I need to buy that gallon bottle you recommended in the prior video to really keep track. Listen, it helps. It's downstairs right now. A lot of people, I've gotten a couple of comments from people, not on here, in real life about, my bottle. And they're like, oh, you paid that much for that? I believe with the sleeve and the bottle. I think it came up to like right around somewhere between 35 and $40. But what I basically told someone is, well, listen, I don't count your coins. I'm not up in your wallet. You know, we all find value in different things. So if you don't find value in it, that's cool. For me, I needed something that was going to encourage me to drink water. Some might think that sounds crazy. For me, I know what works for me. You know what I mean? It helps me stay on track. It's reusable because by the time you keep buying a $1 plastic gallon bottle, because with the ones you buy in the grocery store, the plastic ones, you can't reuse those. You have to get rid of them. And then I also said, you know, so what? I spent 35 to $40 on a reusable gallon cute water bottle. Meanwhile, some people might choose to go out every weekend and spend all their money on alcohol. It's just, you know, to each their own. It's like, doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong and vice versa. But I am someone, if you don't invest in anything, like real talk, like bump the makeup, if you do not invest in anything, please invest in your health, guys. Your health and your nutrition, especially with all that I have been learning through my coursework. I told you guys that I started in July. I'm getting my nutrition and food certification through UNC Charlotte. It's a course that I'm taking. And just all the knowledge and everything I've learned. Like, if you don't do anything, please invest in your health and nutrition. You only get one body, one time, one shot. That's it. That's it. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off onto that tangent. I use UD caffeine. You use caffeine? Dang, Catherine, I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to think what would make it muddy. Caffeine dries down fast, so even when you're putting your shadows on, it's not going to grab. Yeah. Maybe the formula. It could be a situation where maybe the formula is not for you. I don't know, but I've never had any issues with Modern Renaissance. But like I said in my first impression, no, my live video I did with this one, I do feel like the Jackie Aina shades, the formula for it is a little bit different. So I got hopes that you're gonna have a little bit of a different experience with it. Hi Amber, this is a new book out that's right up your alley. It's called Quench. Beat fatigue, drop weight, and heal your body through the new science of optimum hydration. Ooh, word. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I am going to put that in my notes right now. Quench. Beat. Okay, sorry, I was putting that in my phone. Hold on. Let me plug in my computer charger because it's about to die. Ugh, okay. Now, thank you for telling me about that. I'm going to for sure check it out. Is there such thing as overblending? Yeah, legit. You can for sure overblend eyeshadow. 100%. Yeah, so what I like to do is that's why sometimes when you guys see me do my eye tutorials, sometimes I always start on the lid first, just simply because I want the most pigmentation on the lid. So I'm adding the color on right now, and then watch. The more you blend, the more you lose pigment, right? So that's why I like to start on my lid first, because down low, I want all that pigment down here. I want this all over stay here. If it gets in the crease, that's okay. No big deal, but this is where I want the maximum pigmentation. Now, I'm just going to start kind of feathering the outside of it because I want that to be blended. That's the thing If you overblend, which it can happen, it does happen, you lose full pigmentation, and you'll have to go in and reapply. So yes, overblending can happen. It is a thing. You should be able to keep your water bottle for a while. So, oh yeah, for sure. I've had it since, when did I start with my coach? April. I've had no issues with it. One of the dogs knocked it over, didn't crack. I mean, it is pit bull approved. Y'all have seen if you follow me on Insta story, you've seen my dog, especially my big boy, Caesar. He's 77 pounds of muscle. He knocked it over. So if he didn't crack it. Oh, excuse me, Murillo's downstairs. You said he's not 77. He's like 75. He's 75 pounds. Why are you eavesdropping on me? You are eavesdropping. You're ear hustling. Little nosy rascal. I'm not loud. You're ear hustling. Word up. I want that water bottle. Get it, guys. Get it. Invest in yourself. Yes, all about water. Okay. Where do I go? What am I doing? Where do I go from here? I'm just finishing up this look. So the reason why I wanted to start doing like my other makeup and stuff is because I really wanted to see how the foundation is going to sit and settle on my skin. I feel like sometimes I can't really get an accurate representation of how the foundation looks. Like when you put it on, it's fresh. Let it kind of sit and marinate and, sit on the skin for a second. And now I feel like, honestly, it looks good. Like, I like the shade. It looks like skin. I don't like that my pores look big and I look feel like my texture is kind of emphasized a little bit. I don't feel like it makes me look nice since airbrushed. I don't get the airbrush look, but I also don't have perfect skin. So, yeah. Where did you get it from, please? So the water bottle, is that what you're referring to? The water bottle is by Gallon Gear. So you can go on gallongear.com. And I've seen a few of them on Amazon. Hold on. If you guys don't mind waiting, I can pull it up really quick on my phone. Gallon Gear. Yep. It is on Amazon, but I don't see... They only have select ones on Amazon. Like mine with the flowers on it, I don't see that one. But they have a few options on Amazon, or you can just go to gallongear.com and get you a water bottle. And they have half-a-gallon bottles, too. If you don't want to be like super obnoxious and aggressive like me and carry the full gallon around all day long. Oh, I'm loving this shade. This shade Soleil right here. This shade is beautiful. Beautiful. Hey, Lo, what are you doing? What are you eating? Oh, I'm jealous. I can't have that. Is it too much trouble? Would you mind making that chicken for me? If you don't feel like it, it's okay. But if you did it, I will love you forever and ever, which I'm going to do. I'm going to anyway, but... Huh? If I'm going to give you a treat, bye, Lo. I don't have time for your shenanigans. I do not have time. I'm so glad y'all can't hear him. He's so annoying. Just make the chicken. Thank you so much. I love you. Now we're going in with credit. Gallon Gear, Gear. Do I say it weird? Do I have an accent? Gallon Gear? You're welcome. Okay, so I love this. Okay, so another thing that I've been loving, I don't know if I told y'all about it. Whoa, this Tarte felt tip. If you like felt liner, I think I spoke about it last week. I can't remember, but it's so fun. It's like a tiny, tiny little micro liner. I like this because you cannot get a crazy thick line with it. You guys know I don't really do crazy winged liner. So this is my jam. I just messed up. Okay. Do we have any lemon pepper? I'm sorry? Oh, all right. Go off then, chef. Make me some lemon pepper. Ah, do you see this? Do you see this? See, I mess up too. I mess up too. I guess now you get to see. I just poked this right on my lid. Now I'm gonna show you how I guess I fix it. That's what happens when I talk too low and try to do my makeup at the same time. And probably because, can I fix this? I don't know because this is a light color. Still kind of peeking through a little bit, but that's okay. Because I don't have nowhere to go. Okay, so I'm going to stop there. I think that is enough time to see what the Fenty foundation looks like. Do I have? I think that was it. Yeah, I didn't have any other new products to talk about. Yeah, that's it. Okay, guys, so this is what my face is looking like. Again, it is hard to tell as far as how it lasts because it hasn't been on that long. I can already tell you a couple of things. If you are 420 in the matte foundation, it's going to be the same across the board. I know sometimes in brands, when they have a different formulation of foundations, and let's say I'm 400 or 420 in the matte formula, and then I come over to this formula and it's a little bit different. This one is not that. So that's going to make it so much easier for you when you're trying to figure out what shade you are and picking your shade. Now, if you have a hard time picking your shade in general because you just haven't figured it out with Fenty, that still might be a little bit of a pain. I know they do have like a couple of in-between shades, like a couple of new in-between shades, because when I went yesterday, I had my little sister and brother-in-law with me, and Melissa, she got a new shade, a sample. It's like 345, and it said it was a new one. So they do have a few in-between shades. So that's the first thing. The shade's going to be the same across the board. Secondly, as far as the formula applying it, I'm going to maybe try using, I don't have one because I don't use them. I wouldn't recommend using a flat brush. You guys know for me, Old Faithful is my Makeup Forever brush. I can honestly say this is the first time in a year, because I've had this brush for a year now. This is the first time in a year that I came across a foundation and this brush didn't give it to me good. So I did, and it's not a representation of the brush, it's just a formula for some reason. I did feel like I got a touch streaky, but if you want to kind of get a little bit more coverage, I wouldn't say use a sponge either. Use some sort of like flat top kabuki, something where you can just really focus pressing the foundation into your skin, because what happens is with a brush like this, you're going to be swiping to apply it. Now, of course, if it's already kind of like a sheer to medium coverage and you're swiping, you're not going to get any coverage. So that's why the second time around when I came back and I started doing the stippling motion with it, I felt like it kind of gave you a little bit more coverage. But I would really use some kind of flat foundation brush because you're going to get a little bit more coverage with it. Thirdly, okay, primers. Again, you guys know, to each their own. If you like primers, that's no big deal. I don't think it's necessary for me to use a primer with this foundation, just simply because, one, I'm not going to go buy a primer because I legit don't even have a primer that I own for myself, but I'm not going to go buy a primer just to wear with a foundation that I know is not for my skin type. For me personally, and this is just for me, and whenever I speak of primers, I'm speaking specifically of mattifying primers. I think pore filling primers are awesome. I think hydrating primers are awesome. Not those. Those are great. Mattifying primers I feel like if I have to use a primer with the foundation, then the foundation is not for my skin type. That's just how I feel. Some people might want to argue with me and say otherwise. That's just me. As of right now, I just don't think that this foundation is for my skin type. However, I have not put it through a wear test 100% yet. I'll probably play around with it again tomorrow because I've got loads of videos I need to pre-film. But that's my thoughts on it right now. As far as how long is it going to last, don't know. We'll see. I know the Fenty Soft Matte Foundation lasts for a long, long time. Oily skin girls, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But dry skin girls, I think this is going to be a good foundation for dry skin. I think it's going to be a good foundation for preteens, teenagers, mature women. Those are my thoughts on it. That's how I'm feeling. I don't plan on getting the primer either. If the foundation is already hydrating, I don't see a point of hydrating primer too. And my sunscreen is pretty moisturizing. Exactly. The only time I will honestly, I had a situation last weekend where the girl, her skin was just so dehydrated. Dehydrated skin, y'all. When you're a makeup artist, like, that's the thing. People, they don't always realize, okay, I need to take certain protocols and steps before I get my makeup done. I have it all set up. I need to put on my website just like a bridal to-do list. I don't even want to say bridal because I do special event too, but just like a pre-makeup to-do list. Unfortunately, her skin was super dehydrated. Like when I saw her, I wasn't sure. She just looked super oily. It was just like blinking, and I was like, okay, she's super oily. And then once I kind of started touching her skin, it was just had a lot of dry spots and it was patchy. And she told me, she said, hey, my face just kind of eats makeup. So as I'm putting on the moisturizer, because I skin prep everybody, so everyone gets a moisturizer, eye cream, and a lip balm. No matter what, no matter how old you are, male or female, that's just what it is. So I was doing that, and as I was doing that step on her, her face literally just soaked it up, and I was like, oh shoot, this is not good. So if I'm in a situation to where I'm skin prepping and I just need to add a little bit more, I will use a hydrating foundation. Unfortunately, me personally, she was such a sweet girl. She was a trooper. I was not happy with the way that her makeup looked. I can say that I am an honest person. It ain't always a home run, but I feel like 1 out of 9 that I wasn't happy with isn't the worst case scenario. However, it was a situation where, and I never want to point the blame on anyone, but in that situation, I'm the makeup artist. So it doesn't matter what she didn't do because she didn't know. It's going to be pointed fingers at me, which is kind of an unfair game because it's not my duty to do your skin prep. However, her skin was extremely dehydrated. The makeup, immediately when I was putting it on, she had so many dry spots on her face to where when I was putting the makeup on, it was just kind of soaking and settling and soaking and settling. So I would put a little on and wait and watch. And once I was done with her face, I was kind of watching her, and I told her, hey, I'd call her over ever so often and just try to blot. But that was just a situation to where dehydrated skin, y'all, is, if you have dehydrated skin and you try to throw makeup on top of it, your skin prep, your primer, your hydrating stuff is not going to suffice. Trying to get out of dehydrated skin is a situation where it's going to take a little bit of time. The same thing, dehydrated hair, which is going to be our next hair talk video. Dehydrated hair. You can't just have dehydrated hair and then the next day it's just going to revert back. It takes time. There are steps, there are protocols that have to go into it. So, yeah. I don't even know how I got on that tangent. Oh, primers, hydrating primers. So yeah, that's it, guys. What are we thinking? What are we feeling? Who's going to be trying this foundation? I cannot wait for next Friday's Foundation Friday because I'm so excited to film with this baby right here. This is the new Smashbox foundation. If you missed the beginning, this is the foundation that I wore earlier. If you follow me on Instagram, you can go over and get a little sneak peek and see how it lasted on me. Yep, Tynetta's going to pick it up. I kind of figured you would. And when you do get it, I want you to let me know your thoughts on it because I have a feeling you're really going to like it. Anyone else going to be giving it a try? What do we think? Yes, no, maybe? Oh, another One of my favorites here, this is bubbly, so it's just sparkling water. It's got some carbonation to it. Strawberry flavors, no other flavors, and it is zero everything. So 0 calories, sodium, sugar, nothing in it. It's divine. Now, when I'm off prep and I want to have a little alcoholic beverage, bubbly, and some alcohol, for your low-cal cocktail, 100%. And of course, guys, samples. Samples are your best friend. If you're not sure, grab a sample. Oh, let me zoom out so that way you guys can kind of see what it's looking like. Okay, guys. So, I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I want you guys to, if you can, which it doesn't matter. I don't even like saying if you can because it should be essential. At least try to find 10 to 15 minutes over the weekend for yourself. Because us as women, we're busy. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot be a good mom if you are neglecting yourself. You can't be a good daughter, a good mother, a good girlfriend, a good spouse, a good wife. Like you got to make sure that you are taking care of you. So just take 10 to 15 minutes to yourself. Sit down, pray, meditate, read a book, get a pedicure. If you can get a pedicure, I mean, that's always nice. Just make sure you take some time for yourself. You guys know the deal. I love you so much. Keep it simple. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.